This is God in the Grind.
God in the Grind podcast is in partnership with the Virginia Christian Chamber of Commerce and powered by Selah Productions. Visit us at covidchristianchamber.com or find us on social media at COVID Christian Chamber or Coastal Virginia Christian Chamber of Commerce. We are the Virginia Christian Chamber, and this is God in the Grind podcast. We are here today with Miss Virginia. Her name is Amarisse Coward, and we're so excited to be able to talk to her today. She's doing so much in the area and on TV and stage and in pageants. And my gosh, Amarisse, 19 years old.
I'm 20.
You're 20 now?
Yes.
Okay, I'm a little behind. What year were you born?
2005.
2005. Yes. I have a daughter, 2006.
Oh, goodness.
So she's 19. So that's what I was thinking, 19. Wow. But what a story, right?
Thank you.
So I'm going to give a little bit of background of some of the things. I may miss some.
Okay.
Right? So I hear that you were in the stage production of The Color Purple, right? As well as Dreamgirls.
Yes.
Right? And you are Miss Virginia in 2025.
Yes.
Okay. And I just have so many questions for you. Do you have any questions right up front?
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right. So probably the first thing I want to ask you is a little bit about how you were raised and your faith. And the first verse is like, what did the last 6 months look like for you?
Oh, my goodness. So I'm currently a student at Hampton University. I'm a third-year music performance major with an emphasis in voice. So essentially, I do musical theater, like you mentioned a second ago, and opera. So I've been taking midterms and all that jazz, getting those works done. And then after that, I had the chance to enter into the Miss U.S. International system as Miss Virginia. And with that, it gave me the opportunity to further form my initiative called the Promise Fund. It's named after my name. My name means the promise in the present, Amarisse. Oh. And so I'm promising education to young children around the world. Right now, I'm trying to help young children in Kenya get access to quality education under the SDG 4 for United Nations. And aside from my own initiative, I've been volunteering, and the most rememberable volunteer work that I did was going to the Children's Hospital. I was able to play bingo with them and give the winners games, and that's so important to me because when I was younger, I ended up in the hospital.
Did you?
Yes. In first grade, I had kidney failure. So it was really important for me to be on the other side of that, to help young children be happy and play games. Because when they came to me when I was younger, it's
scary.
Yeah, it was really scary. Yeah. And I was grateful for it. I didn't know my feelings at that time, but I was really grateful for that. So in between that, I've been dusting up my skills and competing in July for the Miss U.S. International title. I didn't win, unfortunately. Okay. But it was a really great opportunity.
Yeah. So what does that look like? Take me through. I mean, I'm going to ask you about tips and all of that stuff we can share.
Wants to run.
Yeah, maybe. No. So Amarisee, I'm going to ask you the pageant questions, right? Because Joseph thinks I want to run at 50 years old.
You can actually.
Oh, no. Don't even give me that. I promise. No. So we want to hear some of the world. What does that look like to be a Christ follower? So we know being raised with your mom in the house, that Jesus was always front and center.
Yes.
I would imagine church on Sundays and the whole thing.
Yes, church on Sundays.
And, your mom moves in the Holy Spirit wherever she goes,
Yes.
So when you're, in these rooms with all these different contestants and the pressure's on, and what is just give me a sneak peek what that looks like.
Oh my goodness. What I love about pageantry is that there's so many spaces for so many different groups of people. And I think Christianity is something that is prevalent. So my first pageant system that I was in was National American Miss. And they were very, very strong about NAMLY, which translates to family. Okay. And my first nationals with them was in California. And it's during Thanksgiving. It's very important because we did a Thanksgiving banquet and we all ate. But before we ate, we obviously prayed. So I don't think National American Miss is necessarily a Christian pageant.
National American Miss.
Yes. It's not necessarily a Christian pageant.
Okay.
But they definitely have some Christian tendencies intimacy. So they allow that opportunity, allow that space to talk about God before we eat and everything like that.
Okay.
So I'm only mentioning those things is to say that
there is
spaces
Right.
for Christianity, or even like before we go compete, before I compete, I pray before I go on stage.
Yeah.
I make sure my routine's okay. Or even backstage, you have a bunch of girls that we do a little circle and we pray before we go on for each other. So Christianity is one of those spaces that are permitted in pageantry.
But talk real to me. Does it get a little competitive?
Yeah, 100%. It 100% gets competitive. I think once again, it depends on the system that you're in, because not all systems are created equally at all.
Right.
Some are really pageant patty, so it basically mean like what you think is a stereotypical pageant, like like the pageant moms are like, don't talk to her and make sure your dress looks like this and stuff like that. I mean, you want to make sure your mind is in a good space anyway, because you are competing. The whole point of us competing, or one of the many points of us competing, is to get the crown. And for me, is to get the crown to elevate my platform, my initiative, and to be a representative. And one of the many ways that I'm representative is looking like people that can identify themselves with me, whether it be with Christianity, being a musician, being a little sister of 4 brothers, being a college student, being a young business owner. So I think that all those things are really important.
Yeah.
It's just great to see you so engaged in what we call the marketplace. Typically, when we refer to the marketplace, although we know you have a business as well, but we see the marketplace not just as a place of commerce and business, but just that space, any of the space outside the church where life is going on, regular society where the kingdom of God needs to come. And it's just interesting, when you hear maybe sermons in church or you read books on this stuff, you'll hear people saying, well, here's how to be a good mom. Here's how to do well at your job. Here's how to be a good mechanic, or telling kids to, be a light for Christ at their school. But how often does the pastor say, so when you enter the beauty pageant, or, it's like, but it's still that same space where Jesus wants to go, where Jesus, I think a lot of people would say, God doesn't belong here. And yet you're seeing something different, and you're seeing a welcomeness to it.
Yeah.
It's so exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that one of the many ways that I see God in pageantry, or, just goodness, is the point of pageantry, which is to push initiatives, to push platforms. So me going out and being a good Samaritan to other people by helping young children that I have no connections to. I am not Kenyan at all. I had a friend who came over, which is really interesting. And she's Kenyan, and she was telling me her stories back at home. And it just really touched me, because I realized that could have been me. That those girls over there, those young children, they have the exact same drive and determination to come over here. They just don't have the opportunity.
The resources.
In the resources. So that's the point of my initiative. The Promise Fund is to help young children to get access to those resources, whether it be through uniforms or being able to pay $89 to go to school that they don't have, which is insane.
A week, a month.
Yeah. It's just insane to think that they don't even have that resource. And I was just blessed to have that. So I just want to continue to push those blessings. And all these other girls I compete with, they have other ways that they push their blessings and helping other people as well. Yeah. But that's just one of the many ways that I do it.
Yeah. And why Kenya?
Well, I had a friend that is from there, and she was telling me her stories over there, and she has a direct source over there. So of course I'm helping the young girls in Virginia as well. But I think that since I have the ties over there, why not use them to help other people? Absolutely. Especially with the connection to United Nations, that the system that I'm representing right now, which is international touch,
right? That's where you want to go.
So I'm continuing to help young people, not only in Virginia, not only United States, but internationally as well, which is in connection to United Nations. So those are one of the many reasons why I'm helping.
Such big doors that God is opening for you. Tell me, when you were young, when was the first time that Did your mom bring it up to you? Did you say, you know what, I want to go and be in a pageant? I mean, how does that even start? I did dancing
Did the CIA
for
recruit you
9
for
years.
this?
Yeah, I mean, how do you even get to that place?
I keep bringing up National American Miss because it's true. I
Okay.
got a letter in the mail from National American Miss telling me that they wanted me to go to their open call. And I went. They asked me, basic pageant questions like, what's your favorite color? Who's your role model? What do you want to be when you get older? And they were like, you're a good fit. You should come and compete on a state level. And I did. And so the first time I didn't win. National American Miss is very big on participation trophy. So they made sure like all the girls feel good about themselves.
Sure.
And,
Okay.
They want to make sure that you are being uplifted in this space. Like, this is not a space where you don't feel pretty, where you don't feel like you're worthy or anything like that.
So tell me a little bit more about your business. I hear
Yes.
that you were in the 40 under 40.
I was.
Okay, so tell me about that.
Okay, so I had the chance to be nominated for that, I believe in 2023, and I was the youngest person there. I was 18 at the time, freshly out of high school. I'm not sure if I graduated at that point, but I'm pretty sure I did. And being there was such a great opportunity because I was able to talk about it during my pageants and how it correlates with my initiative and how I help young girls recognize that your age isn't something that deters you from your future or your goals. You know, you can be exactly who you want to be, not who the world tells you to be. And so I've been able to do that myself with that by striving towards my goals as a business owner. I've helped with the mental health population. I have passive income with my gumball machines.
Yeah, tell me about that.
Yes. So I've been doing that for a little while. They're pink. I love pink. It's a pink world, obviously.
Me too.
And with that, I've been able to put that back into my initiative. I know I keep talking about it, but honestly, it's really
It's your world right now.
It's my world right now. And I think it's important to help people as much as I can.
Yeah.
And doing that at a very young age, gaining passive income has allowed me to make new businesses or having some sort of business ideals.
I love
that. I want to really make my initiative a full-blown nonprofit and to be able to take donations from people to raise $10,000 to give to the children in Kenya by making a farm and getting a farm for them so they can have a continuous resource for food. So I think that having that backing has continued to allow me to grow in different spaces.
Yeah. So the gumball machines are placed where?
In UOM.
Okay.
They are placed in UOM.
So when people go there, they put money in and you collect the money out of that and then put it towards your organization.
Yes.
Awesome. I love it.
Yes.
So what are some goals that you have? So it seems like you're an entrepreneur.
I am.
Okay.
I am.
So after this is all done, right? You have won Miss Universe.
Yes.
Yes, I can see it. And then it's a couple years later. What do you see yourself doing?
Yeah. So my overall goal is to be a performer. I want to be on Broadway. I want to be on film and TV. I want to do voice acting. Like I mentioned before, I am a music performance major at Hampton. So hopefully doing opera as well. But in the middle of that, though, I do plan to get my master's in psychology.
Okay.
So I can be a music therapist and hopefully I get some certifications in the middle of that as well. Because I do recognize the power of music. I think it is very therapeutic, but my overall goal is to be a well-known actress, to be a well-known performer.
Yeah. So some of the performances that I've seen, I was telling you earlier, Joseph, were The Color Purple.
Yes.
Dream Girls.
Yes.
One night only.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
I went to see that with my
goodness.
mom. So I was raised in Connecticut, right outside of New York City. So we always went to Broadway.
Yes.
So in, I think, the late 80s, there was Dream Girls on Broadway. And
It's coming back.
is it?
Yes.
On Broadway?
Yes.
Oh.
It's
we
all
have
the
to
talk.
go.
It's all the talk.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
So tell me how that happened. Was it from your high school when you went to Salem Performing Arts?
So unfortunately, Salem didn't do any musicals, but I think that was due to COVID. So we didn't get a chance to do any musicals.
Yeah.
But being at Hampton University allowed me to be in Dreamgirls. And I was Michelle. So if you don't know who Michelle is, she's the fourth Dream Girl. No one knows who she is, but it's okay. And right now I am Nettie in The Color Purple. So that's Celi's sister.
Okay.
And which is really interesting as well, because The Color Purple has a lot of, it talks about church a lot. In the symbolism of church and how church was really big in the African American community, especially in the 1900s and 40s. So I think that it's really interesting how Christianity or how the church has played a role culturally, so much so that it's showing up in a musical like that. So it's,
there's a lot of things culturally that are, like you said, that you've been raised around church, but what is church really, right? When you see it in the screen, and there are some people that just go to church on Sunday and then they go about their lives, Monday through Friday, and it's getting into culture in a way that people are looking at church, a certain way and saying, oh, they're not really Christians, or they don't live that out,
or it's performative.
It's performative, right? It's just part of your culture that you were brought up around. But what you're doing here today, right? You're giving back, and service is part of being a Christian. Because we're servants of the Lord. Number one. So I really believe that your pageantry is all wrapped into you being a servant.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
Do you have any other questions?
I did, and I was like, no, don't ask that.
No, you can ask her anything you want.
No, I'm just trying to think of, I had something else. So I know that I'm sure that your mom is kind of your coach, kind of helping you navigate a lot of things out, like as you're doing all of this and you're stepping into these new spaces.
Yes.
Do you have anybody else that's kind of speaking into your life? Anybody from church?
What I love about Hampton University is that it allows space for those opportunities. I'm not sure if I said opportunities twice or not, but
it's okay.
But what I love about Hampton University is that it allows the chance to create those spaces. So if I ever need someone to pray for me, I have someone to pray for me. I was a part of their choir, and every Sunday, not every Sunday, but every other Sunday, I had to sing at church. So being able to be in a room full of people that have some sort of understanding, like even if they weren't Christians in the sense they went every Sunday or they went only on Easter, we have some sort of mutual understanding of how church is and like what the expectations of church are. So like, can you please pray for me? Can we do altar call? Or like even like just having the chance to have Christian jokes that I didn't have the chance to have at my high school.
Right.
Is such a blessing for me, just being able to be around a space of people who understand me.
It's important.
So. Yeah.
That's great. And then I guess the the other thing that I was wondering is, as we're kind of talking about like what are your dreams, is there any dream that you have that is kind of so big and so distant that like you're a little like scared about it? Like you're a little like, what do I do with this one, God? Is this from you? Because it's so big, it's so intense. It's going to require so much more of what I feel like I currently have. Do you have something in your heart like that?
I believe a lot of my dreams, at least my mother has told me, are big dreams. I am not fearful that they won't happen. I'm fearful that I don't have the skills as of right now. So I have this fire under my butt to make sure I'm doing everything. I need to get my headshots. I need to take my acting lessons. I need to make sure I'm in these particular films to make sure that I have a really big resume. So I think that naturally all my dreams are considered huge. Like if I tell you guys, you're like, okay, whatever, girl. But but I had the chance to be on Lifetime, which is really crazy.
Yes, I've been waiting to talk about that.
Yeah, it was really crazy to talk about.
Yeah, so you just had an episode on Lifetime. 1 week ago it aired, September 30th, episode 9.
Episode 9.
Tell me what it was named. Do you remember the name of it? Okay, maybe we have that. Rush Roll Reversal. Is the name of your episode. Season 1, episode 9, and I got Sorority's Mom Guide to Rush.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That must have been exciting.
It was. Having them come in my house, with really big cameras, and then being mic'd up the whole time was a little bit scary. Like not knowing if they're going to get something that edited wrong. I'm like, guys, like, that's not what I said. That was not in the context of that. That was not the right context. But, you know, I'm so grateful that God gave me that opportunity. I signed up on that. I didn't even think it was real at first. When I first got it, I was like,
so
okay.
like, this is just people in our house doing what we're doing right now with microphones and cameras. And,
whatever. It didn't really hit me until like a couple months later that happened. It's like, oh, okay. Because when I talked to my mother about it, she was like, so how do you feel? It's like, yeah, I know it happened.
Right.
But I think also it's because it comes from a mindset of I have to keep going. I have to keep going. And I think that's something I also get from my mom is that, yes, this was great, but we have to keep going. You know, I can't like, yes, I should clap about this. I should acknowledge that this is a really good thing.
Yeah. Because we have to give him all the glory.
Yes.
Because without that, right, it doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything.
Right. In my life, I know when I became a Christian, I used to struggle with a lot of things. And I was in radio for 20 years. And as soon as I gave it over to the Lord, my career started moving. I started meeting people. Why? Because I give glory to Jesus through all of us. So he's like, oh, okay, I got this girl right here.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. And I'm going to be working with her because she'll go out there and do the things and give me back the glory and point you back to Jesus.
Yes.
Right? So right now you have such an opportunity to be able to do that.
Yes.
And it's just so good that you're a light out there because I'm sure in pageantry, it has to be a very, you know, when I think of competitive pageantry, we see some of the stories that there's, young kids that have, false teeth and they're sexualizing some of these children early on. And, it's hard to kind of look at it with the pressures that are put on some of these young women. Yeah. But when I'm meeting you, and I know the family you came from, and I know the Father that you have in heaven that is in control of all of it. I really have hope. I have hope for the pageant industry and the future. And, Joseph and I talk about the mountains and that there's 7 mountain mandate, and one of them is arts and entertainment. So there's 7 mountains that God likes to work in. Government. I asked him the other day, what's healthcare in? He didn't have an answer for me.
Good answer. It's a good answer.
So family is one of them. Arts and media is one. Government. There's a couple more that I can't think of.
Family, religion, science and technology.
Right. So God has us all in these different
are the things
mountains.
that shape culture. If you've never heard about that, it's really just a template, a way to talk about it. But it's that these are the areas that shape culture, and arts and entertainment is huge. And the people that shape culture are the people at the top. And so, the things that you're doing, the church has not always been okay with people shining this much. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? To go out there and to crush it and all these different things. But when we read the Bible, we see that Daniel's trying to explain to Nebuchadnezzar, he says, God has given you fame, and riches and all this territory. He's giving you all this stuff for his glory, to point to him, to be a blessing to others. Yes. And so when we don't recognize that, even like fame, like, when was the last time you heard someone talk about having a theology for fame? Yeah. But we have to have these types of things when God gives us recognition for stuff. Yes. We have to recognize that it comes from him, and it's something that we use to leverage for whatever he's called us to next.
Yeah, I find that really interesting too, because I find, which isn't televised or talked about that much, that in systems that I've competed in, which is like Miss America for the state level and Miss USA for state level for the teen division and any other system that I competed in, that I do find that girls do talk about the power of God and how God has shaped their life, and they're only there because God is in their lives and allowed them to be the people and persons that they are today.
That's so good.
But that's just not something that's televised or talked about that much. You just hear about like the fake teeth and like...
Right. And that's why I'm asking you these questions. Like, what is it really, because what you're doing is so big. Yeah. It's just God big. It's Jesus big, right? And for these Jesus big moments, you need Jesus big prayers, right? To be able to go into these spaces. So I'm really glad to hear that they're giving glory to God and they're praying, because in those moments, I mean, what do you really have? You have Jesus, and who are you going to call on? The name above all names. I mean, I could start going, but anyways, you know, I just love Jesus. I love everything, you know, that he does for us. So I'm just excited for you. And tell me about a little bit about why you wanted to get on Lifetime, right? And what that looks like for you.
I believe that getting on to Lifetime feeds into my overall goals that I was speaking on earlier.
Okay.
I think that it allows doors to open for me, for my acting dreams, to be a representation for people who can identify themselves in me.
Yeah.
My mother, she really talked about being a Christian a lot on that show. And I think that just being there and just showing up and just being our dynamic duo, whatever that looks like, was enough, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that it just takes being there and showing up to show other people that I can do that too, or I can be that person too. Like, no matter what your story is and how it started, like, all you have to do is believe in God and what his plan is for you. And that's something that I do even during my pageants. Like, when I don't win my systems or my titles, I've competed in a lot of pageant, guys. I have not won a lot of them.
Wow.
But I keep going because I recognize that not only am I developing during that time in pageantry every time I go back, but that just wasn't in God's plan at that moment. Right. And knowing that a couple months later down the line that I'm like, oh, I'm glad I didn't win because that would have conflicted with X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Or not even with pageantries, but with other things in general that I'm kind of disappointed about at that moment. Like, weeks later, days later, or years later, I'm like, that's why I didn't get that. And recognizing that it wasn't in my plan, and everything that God does for me is for me and for my good as well.
That's right.
And so I think that that's something that's really important.
Amarise, I'm really excited what God's doing in your life. And, you know, what does the next 6 months look like for you? I heard you say Africa, whether you're going to go or you're not going to go. And then, you know, what's on the horizon for you?
Yes. So it's really dependent on if I have someone with me to go and immerse with the locals, because I'm not going there in the resorts. So making sure I'm in a foreign country that they don't really speak English over there either. Like, it's not like known for being this English speaking country. And just going over there with the children, because that's the reason why I'm there. So not only to take in my environment, but to help those within that environment. So with my workbook called Starting Your Journey, I can pass that out. I've been passing that out for free in the United States and Virginia anyway. Making sure that they have their uniforms, making sure that I can provide a way for transportation, just, you know, really big things. With my initiative, it's something that I plan on doing, or hope to plan on doing outside of pageantry. I know a lot of girls, like, after they leave pageantry, they just drop their platforms sometimes. Because, you know, it's a lot, you know, coming out and doing events and volunteering within your initiative and outside your initiative is a lot to do. But I think this is something that I want to hold on to, or just continue to develop. So at first I had my initiative called Goal Setting for Girls, where I teach young girls how to set goals and how and why and all that jazz. But now it's called the Promise Fund, where I allow young children get access to education. And teaching young girls how to set goals is also getting access to quality education in itself. So I'm just continuing to develop and build that up as we go.
Yeah.
That's so great. So great.
Thank you.
Yeah, the workbook sounds amazing, because we don't know how to create goals. I mean, where do you even start with a young girl to be able to say, you know, kind of walk them down that process?
Yeah, and with that, I also teach them how to emotionally regulate and understand, like, how they're feeling and why they're feeling, and how to effectively communicate. I had the chance to go to the Boys and Girls Club and teach them, like, I feel, and you say whatever your feelings are, because, and you say why, and then I need this person, or this is what I need in order for it to stop. And so I think those are some words that even as adults, like, we don't really know how to regulate and, like, understand why we're feeling certain things, and how to be able to speak it out. Especially as children too. So those are some things I touch on within my workbook, and I want to continue to push through.
Now, do you go there in your in your
Yes.
pageant. and
Yes,
your-
they think I'm a little princess.
I'm sure they love it
do,
so
especially
much.
because my mother around the corner, she tells them that I sing, which is true.
Oh,
but then
you know
she's
you're
like,
going to have to sing
oh
now.
goodness, please.
No, I heard the opera.
Yes.
I heard put you on the spot with the
Please
opera.
don't.
Oh, okay, maybe next time. But it must have been hard learning opera.
You know, for me, I've been classically trained. So I did choir in middle school. I did choir in high school. I was actually in a band as well. It was not classical at all. It was rock. So I like
Really? You're a rocker
yes,
too.
it was
I
rock.
love that.
Jump. That's a big jump.
Yes, I know. So it was rock, but then I also joined choir for Hampton University, and I was
Okay.
originally a psychology major, but
Yeah.
I switched over to music, being in choir. So and just having that
Wow.
connection to those people, and a lot of times you'll find with Hampton University, we talk about God a lot in
Yeah.
different ways, with arias and all that jazz as well. So.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been connected to classical music in some sort of way. I am continuing to be trained. I'm not saying that I'm no Kathleen Battle. I'm definitely not Kathleen Battle, at least not yet.
Not yet.
But yeah, opera has been there. Classical training has been there for a minute.
Wow, that's
That's
exciting.
great. Those are some good things coming up.
Yeah. So, do you have any other questions?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So, how would people find out about you? Is there any Instagram links you want to talk about? Anything to help you with your cause in Kenya?
Yes. So my personal Instagram is I am Amarisse. So IamAmarisee. So it's I'm then how you spell my name.
Okay.
And then I'm currently still building the Instagram account. I'm still building up my emails and stuff like that to make everything official. But I do believe that if you look up there right now, it's just the Promise Fund.
Okay.
So the Promise FUND.
Okay.
Up there on Instagram right now. But I am putting in the work so people can start donating, so we can help young children to get access to quality education.
And how can they get your book?
Yes. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm currently on back order because I passed it.
Okay.
I passed out a lot of them during my time.
Okay.
So I started with my pageant title in April or March, and I stopped in July, like passing out. So I've been like giving it to people a lot. So
it's doing great work.
yes, but I do hope to make another one soon. So hopefully that will be new and approved and well developed.
Yeah.
Well, it's exciting. We can't wait to see where you're headed. I told the crew today, make sure they get your autograph because you don't know where
That's right.
she's going next.
That's
And,
right.
you
So,
know.
Dream Girls or anything else on the horizon? Anything else with
So I did Dream Girls. The Color Purple is upcoming really soon for homecoming and in earlier days in November at Hampton University.
Okay, great.
So that's coming up very, very soon. And then, maybe you'll find me at some auditions. I need to go do some, get some headshots and go up Broadway and audition for that stuff just to get the experience.
Yeah.
As of right now, maybe I'll be ensemble, but I know 10 years from now, I'll be Amarisse, the person that I dream to be, the Amarisse that I hope to be.
Just your name alone is so powerful.
Thank
It's just
you.
such a pleasure to have you today.
Thank you so much for having me.
And we'd love to follow up with you in a couple years. And,
Of course.
and see what God is doing in your life. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I really
you.
appreciate it.
Of course.
We have to.
God in the Grind podcast is in partnership with the Virginia Christian Chamber of Commerce and powered by Selah Productions. Visit us at covidchristianchamber.com or find us on social media at COVID Christian Chamber or Coastal Virginia Christian Chamber of Commerce.